Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me again. Today we are going to do a very quick glute burner. So if you're a bit like me and you don't have much time in your day, in between all your sessions and everything else you have going on, then this is going to be perfect for you. So we're going to start with a long box. So you're going to take the long box that's running down lengthways down the center of the carriage. We're going to be on one light spring, which for me on the Align is one blue spring. And then very carefully, I'm going to step onto the platform and I'm going to have my left foot fixed into the platform. My right knee is going to come back onto the box here. And all I'm going to do here is gently extend my heel up and then lower it back down. Just simple heel raises here, keeping everything stable in the pelvis and the hips area the whole time here as I lift and lower my left heel up and down. Just doing this a few more times to align everything and get some activation down the back of the legs. Last two. And last one. And then from here, I'm going to hinge forward. I'm going to extend my right leg out further. So I'm going to keep that bend, but I'm just going to open the carriage. And then I'm going to come back up tall, squaring my chest off to the wall in front of me, hinging forward, making sure this left knee is going to stay directly over the ankle every single time I hinge forward. I don't want to bring that knee further away. I want to keep it directly tracking over the ankle here. Last two like this. And last one here. Bring the carriage all the way in. I'm just going to swap the feet over now. So very carefully, I'm going to step the right foot parallel to the left, and then the left leg's going to come onto the box now. All I'm going to do is keep the carriage really still. I'm going to extend my right heel up and then lower back down, lifting it up and lowering it back down a few more times here, keeping everything in the hips completely square to the wall in front of me as I lift and lower that right heel a few more times. My grips are extra grippy today on my socks. Last two. And last one, and lower that heel down. From here, I'm going to hinge forward, keeping that bend in my right knee, and then come back up square with the body, hinging forward as I send the carriage open, and then come back up nice and square, again to the wall in front of me. This is going to fire up the glutes to get us warmed up here. Last three like this. And last one. And then bring the carriage all the way in now. From here, I'm going to go into a 4-point kneeling position. So I'm going to have my hands on the front of the box. My knees are going to be on the back of the box. And I'm just going to practice my leg sweeps here. So I'm going to extend my right leg out. And then I'm going to sweep that leg down towards the right. And then back up to hip height. Down towards the right. And then back up to hip height. I'm going to start to do this with the spring, with the strap in a moment. But just for now, I'm going to just practice getting that movement in, trying to keep everything level in the hips and the shoulders the whole time here. Last one. And then back up and then draw that knee back in. I'm now going to place the big loop over my right foot. So I'm now going to bring the strap directly over the arch on my right foot. And then from here, just shuffle the knees back again. I'm going to start to kick that leg out and then sweep it down to the right. And then back up to hip height. Down to the right and then up to hip height. Just make sure when you're holding this 4-point position, you want to keep the shoulders back away from the ears. A lot of clients say they do get a little bit of strain in the shoulders on this one. You want to be firing everything up in the lower body without causing too much strain into the upper body here. And last one, draw that knee back down. I'm now going to allow the rope to come in between my hands. I'm going to take my hands wider onto the box now. Again, keeping everything level in the back. I want to keep the core strong and engage the whole time here. I'm going to kick my right foot out and then bend it back in, extending that leg behind me, and then bend it back in. Last 3 like this. And last one out, and then draw that knee back in. From here, I'm going to shuffle now onto my left side. So I'm going to allow that top leg to just be stacked on top of my bottom leg. So I want to shuffle on up so that my body weight is running down the middle of the carriage. The left hand is going to come onto the headrest. And again, I'm just going to make sure everything is stacked and level. And now all I'm going to do is kick that top leg out and then bend it back in. So through this one, I'm going to really target the side glutes. As I lie in this position, keeping everything stacked, try not to sink the waist, try and keep that space and the waist lifted here, core is strong, keeping everything engaged. And last one here, hold that leg out long, you're going to sweep over towards the left and then back in line with the front of the foot bar. So you're going to reach that leg over and then back. Again, just keeping the waist lifted, try not to sink down at all here as we work through these sweeps. This is really going to get into the side glutes. Last 3 like this. And last one here, and relax. Just give the bum a little bit of a tap here. And then you're going to release that foot from the strap, allow the carriage to close all the way back in now, and place that strap back on to the hook. Let's go into the other side now. So now we're going to go into those leg sweeps to begin with to get everything warmed up. Down the left side, you're going to extend the left leg out, point through the toes, just sweep that leg down and back up, trying not to sink into the right hip here as you're sweeping that leg down and then back to hip height, getting this nice range in before we add the loop. Down and back up. And last one like this, and then I'm going to draw my foot in. I'm going to place the left strap over the left foot, resume that same 4-point position, and then from here I'm going to sweep my leg down towards the left side and then back up to hip height, sweeping all the way down and then back up. Even though we're only focusing on one leg and into one glute at a time here, it is requiring a lot of full body control here. With the elevation of the box and with isolating one side, it is actually activating a lot more muscles than you realize. Up and down. Last 2 on this side. And last one here, and then I'm going to draw the knee in. I'm going to take my hands a bit wider now. I'm going to allow the rope to come in between my hands. From here, I'm going to kick that leg out and then bend it back in. Out and in. Both glutes are burning now. Now we're even out here. Last 2. And last one here, draw that knee back in. Now I'm going to reach over to my right side. My right hand's going to go down onto the headrest, and I'm going to stack everything nicely here. So the knees and the hips are going to be nicely stacked here, working with a similar range to what I had on the other side. I'm going to sweep that leg out and bend it back in, out and in. Again, keeping the waist lifted the whole time here. Try not to sink into the right side, even though we're getting tired at this point. Try not to sink down. Just keep your hand on the top hip, make sure it's rolled forward and stacked. It's not going to roll back at all here. Out and in. Ankle is clicking here, out and in. And then on the next one, I'm going to hold that leg out and I'm going to sweep the foot towards the left side and back. Sweeping over and back. Again, try not to sink. Normally when we're adding the sweeps, we automatically try and sink down. Try and keep that arm straight. You want to keep the upper body strong. Whole body is stabilizing you here. It's an amazing exercise to challenge the pelvic stability into the hips. Last 3 of these sweeps. And last one here, guys. And relax, draw that knee back in. Release that foot from the loop and you're going to allow the carriage to close with control now. And I'm going to place the strap back onto the hook. Lovely. From here, I'm going to move into more of like a deadlift style position. So I'm going to have my right knee down onto the box. I'm going to take the left foot in front. So my left foot's actually going to be on the headrest. I'm then going to reach down and take both straps. And then both of the loops are going to come over my elbows. So I want the ropes to be sitting, the straps to be sitting directly over the elbows. I'm going to take my fingertips behind the head, keep the elbows wide. And then all I'm doing now is hinging down and then back up. So similar to how we did in the warm-up, but now facing the other way and now with the addition of the straps. Hinging down and back up nice and tall. Again, squaring the chest off directly in front of us every time we come back up nice and tall. Last 2. And last one here. I'm now going to take my hands further down on the ropes where the rope gets a bit thick here. And all I'm going to do is bring the elbows tight to the body. I'm going to stay leaning down. And as I reach forward, I'm going to take the arms down. So I'm bringing the chest down in line with the floor here. And I'm going to come up nice and tall as I bring the arms behind me, bending in and extending them out here. I want to keep the elbows quite tight to the body the whole time here. And then on the next one, I'm going to stay hinging forward. And all I'm going to do now is extend the arm out and bend them back in. If you want more tension on this one, guys, you can take your hands further down on the rope instead. Left glute is burning. Last 2. And last one here. And relax. I'm going to allow the carriage to close, but I'm then going to swap over. So I'm going to keep hold of the straps just for now, for speed here. And then the right foot's going to come onto the headrest. And again, I'm going to feed both my arms through the big loops here, keeping the elbows wide as I take the fingertips behind the head. And then all I'm going to do here is hinge forward, keeping the elbows wide, and then come back up tall. Hinging forward, keep that bend into the front leg, into the right leg now. Working with the breath every single time. Last 3. And last one here. And now we can release the arms from the loops. Take the hands further down again onto the rope. And then from here, I'm going to hinge forward. I'm going to extend the arms out, coming up tall. Just do a couple of these just to get into this movement. And then from here, I'm going to keep that bend. I'm going to keep hinging forward, keep the elbows tight, extending the arms down, and then bending them back in, out and in. Now the right glute turn to burn here. Again, working with the breath every time you lengthen through both arms and bend them back in. Lovely. Love-hate relationship with the glute burners. Last 3. And last one here, and then come back up tall. Allow the carriage to close all the way back now. Place both glutes back onto the hooks. Let's do a final little stretch for the glutes into the hips here. So from here, you can sit either facing either side, or you can sit facing the side. You're going to take your right leg up onto the left knee, and we're going to stretch into the hips and into the glutes. If you want more, you can take your hand further down to open that knee even further. That's going to stretch out the outer hips really nicely into the glutes. And then swap over. So now that right foot's going to come down. I'm going to take the left foot over the right knee. And I'm going to press that left knee down now. You might notice you're a bit tighter on one side. That's totally normal. We do tend to hold tension into one side more than the other. As you're stretching out here, try and keep sitting up really nice and tall, high on the sit bones, keeping the shoulders down. And relax. Well done, guys. That was a lovely little burner. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you can find some time in your day to have this nice little quick glute burn. If you have any comments, please let me know, and please like and subscribe. Thank you so much.